Now, this chapter will be on taxes. We're going to be talking about the fundamentals of taxes, how to file them, the steps to file them, different ways you can file them, whether that's in person or online. And we're going to be going through some tax credits as well, so you can actually save money on your taxes while we're here. First thing we're going to be talking about is actually filing your taxes and the benefits in regards to that. So the benefits are money. So number one, the Gst Credit, if you're eligible, it can be paid 4 times a year. Now this is if you make less than $30,000, which can be most university students and probably all high school students. So if you make less than $30,000, you file your tax return. When you turn 19, you're eligible for the Gst Credit. Now this is based off some crazy algorithm that takes a lot of brains to comprehend, but it's always going to be around $100 to $350, and you basically would get this 4 times a year, just for filing your taxes. Also, you might get a refund. When you're in high school and university, most of the time you will get a refund. So if you look at your pay stubs, you can check and see there's going to be gross amount, then there's going to be EI, and then taxes. Every single paycheck, the government's going to be taking off money. Now, if you make less than basically $12,000 a year, you pay 0 in taxes. So all that money the government has been taking throughout your paychecks will instantly get refunded back to you at the end of the year after you file your taxes. So we're talking a lot about how to file tax, but how do we actually do it? So first things first, we need to gather our T4 slip. So our job, if we're employed through an employer, we'll have a T4. Now in high school, you're probably going to have 1, maybe even 2 employers. So at max, you'll probably have 2 or 3 T4s. You want to be getting these around February time. If it's March, the first week of March, you still haven't got yours, reach directly out to your employer and they should get it sent to you right away, because tax season, all these documents are due by the end of April. So you want to get on top of the head, sooner rather than later. So first we get our T4 slips. They're provided by our employers. Now, one of the options that's free, and especially for when you're in high school and university, is really simple tax returns. So you can use a tax preparation software. Something like Simple Tax is free and easy to navigate. Now, we can also use a tax preparation service. These are going to be a lot more expensive, but the more complex your taxes are, it may be worth your while to get it done through a professional. So these will cost you quite a bit more money, probably north of $100. There are H&R Block, and you can even get an account to file your taxes. Now, this is just simply how to file your taxes. Now we're going to cut to a quick video that shows the history of taxes in Canada and more of the fundamentals broken down of taxes.
The year is 1948. Toronto Maple Leafs won their 7th Stanley Cup. Scientists at the Bell Labs invented the transistor, and Cheetos, they became a thing. But something else happened in 1948 that has impacted Canadians ever since. Canada established the Income Tax Act, and is what helps sustain our high quality of life. Income tax goes to the Canadian Revenue Agency, otherwise known as the CRA. We pay taxes when we work and when we buy goods and services. When you work, at the end of the year, you will receive a T4 slip. Your gross pay or salary is the amount of money you get before taxes and deductions. Your net pay is your final take-home pay after all mandatory deductions. If you're a student, doing taxes often means you will be receiving money or credits back, such as a tax refund, Gst Credit from the federal government, and Ontario Trillium benefit from the provincial government of Ontario. The second way we pay is when we shop. Let's say you want to buy some new tech for school. After comparing local store and online deals, you find a laptop on sale for $800. When it is time to check out, your total comes to $904. This is because in Ontario, we pay a harmonized sales tax, or HST. The HST combines the goods and services tax, or GST, with the provincial sales tax, or PST. In Ontario, we do not pay taxes on basic needs like dairy, meat, public transit, and healthcare services. Although no one really likes paying taxes, it is what supports many of our resources, roadways, schools, and government services that Canadians value. For more information on taxes, visit money.mcmaster.ca.
So now we're going to move on to tax credits. Now this is another way you can reduce your tax bill at the end of the year. Now the most common tax credit, and one we specifically talked about in our savings workshop, are the Rrsp contributions. Now, by definition, tax credits are the amount that you can reduce your taxes to actually pay on taxable income. Now, a quick example is, the Canadian tax child benefit. If you have kids, depending on the amount of kids and the amount of income you earn, you can deduct some of this through your taxes simply just for having children. Another quick examples are Rrsp, a contribution that I mentioned earlier. Super common, one of the most popular ones out there. Now, how do you know what you're eligible for? We'll quickly pan to the link I have down below, and we'll look at some credits that we're all eligible for. So I'm on the link that I showed previously, and this is going to show all the deductions, credit, and expenses, and we can filter it through some, common topics. So there's 6 topics here. There's family, childcare, caregivers, education, disability, pension savings, employment, provincial. So as you can see, there's tons of different tax credits you could kind of apply for depending on what stage you are in your life. When you're in high school, university, you're going to be limited to a very small amount. But as you kind of grow in your career and your life, whether that's through multiple investments, different jobs, different career paths, you have kids, you have a family, you're going to be eligible for a lot more tax credits. So in the long run, this could save you lots of money. But as you see, there are so many that we can't go over too much. So we'll just go over 1 or 2. So we'll filter by the options. We'll click education, click filter. We'll click the first one, moving expenses. So generally you can claim moving expenses you paid in the year if both apply. You move to work or run a business at a new location, or you move to study courses as a full-time student enrolled in a post-secondary program at a university, college, or any educational institution. Now, number 2, your new home must be at least 40 kilometers closer by the shortest public route to your new work location or school. So let's say you're from Vancouver and you move over to Ontario to pursue, your bachelor's degree. You're going to be instantly eligible for both of these and be able to claim moving expenses on your tax return, thus saving you money and potentially increasing your return and saving money on taxes. So this can be one of the main that you could do as a university student. The other most popular one is going to be the Rrsp Deduction. This is what we talked about in the savings unit, where all the money that you invest into your RSP can be deducted through your income tax. We're only going to go over those 2 because, as you can see, there's so many. So definitely feel free to click the link that we'll have on the website and on the slides and have a look at this website for yourself and see what you're eligible for. Now, in terms of this tax workshop, this is the end of it. It's going to be the shortest one we have. We kept this super simple, super short. And to finish off, we're not going to have a test. We're simply just going to have a tax case study. Click the link on the website, and it'll be an Excel sheet that you can complete in individuals' taxes. Now, I hope you enjoy this, and we'll see everybody on the credit workshop.